OTG. Yo, Saki, you're looking out for this one though. Word up.
Better get ready when you in my Serengeti. Better get ready when you in my Serengeti. Better get ready when you in my Serengeti. Nice with the guillotine, chopping two spaghetti. Better get ready when you in my Serengeti. Better get ready when you in my Serengeti. Better get ready when you in my Serengeti. Nice with the guillotine, chopping two spaghetti. Same man's here, gotta throw the confetti. Gotta celebrate, fill the glass with Henny. Gotta show a brew by staying on the move. Annoy you like a pebble in your shoe. Never get a break, can't make the mistake. Got good choke like mace in your face. Go out of state and fill my plate. You know I had to do that. I come in with the boo bab. I need me a new rap. Go get it from the blue jab. I used to have a new rag. Had to remove that. Nope, couldn't do that. I've been a bad influence. Make you drink alcohol when you hear my music. Shot at the shot, can't take it, stop puking. Graduated from a human, now I'm a mutant. Beats just abuse it, yup, I lose it. If Beats was a person, he'll have bruises. Better get ready when you in my Serengeti. Better get ready when you in my Serengeti. Better get ready when you in my Serengeti. Nice with the guillotine, chopping two spaghetti. Better get ready when you in my Serengeti. Better get ready when you in my Serengeti. Better get ready when you in my Serengeti. Nice with the guillotine, chopping two spaghetti.
I got the King Kong palm balls like a nuclear bomb. Girls always like my charm. I'm a phenomenon. Set off the smoke alarm when I just spark the bomb. Never gonna keep it calm. Gotta drop exclusive songs. I've been the animal damage you when I play to do. You feeling yourself because you got a fan or two. Negro please, you still weak. Chop you in the dome and leave a crease. Beast from the east won't cease our feast. All you do is start trouble and call police. Start praying to God more than the priest. Cash my check, then buy some text. Slit your throat with a wing from a jet. Beware, prepare, you have nothing left. The threat from my opposition made you sweat. I ain't gonna say nothing, quiet as kept.
Better get ready when you in my Serengeti. Better get ready when you in my Serengeti. Better get ready when you in my Serengeti. Nice with the guillotine, chopping two spaghetti. Better get ready when you in my Serengeti. Better get ready when you in my Serengeti. Better get ready when you in my Serengeti. Nice with the guillotine, chopping two spaghetti.
That's what I'm talking about. Elbow dropping these whack cats out here, B. Saki was good, my dude. Hit him up, you know what I mean? Was goody, you know what I mean? Oz was goody. You know what I'm saying? Stacey Kenzie up in the building too. Early, guess it's work. OTG in the building. Yo, man, I'm done talking to y'all punks.
There's no man that can put me down, Nature Boy.
Time to pack 'em up early. Yeah. South Central, what it do though? Let's get 'em. Eradicate the town, then call it ground zero. Mind your business, don't try to be a hero. I beat up the liar, applying the pressure rapidly. Like your mistress, obliterating your salary. Chasing in the places that's gotta be spectacular. When it comes to life, you can't be the passenger. Break that massacre one day, be coming after you. She fired you because you couldn't manage her. Equipment clips, make a nigga dip. That shit I spit is too like you is useless. I'm improving. I level up with beat through music. Yo, my lawyers is so lame. Do anything for clout and fame. Say man and Leo away from the Bronx all the way to LA. Your force got major kickback. You all gonna need a shit back. Use caution when you risk that. South Central been a dispatch. The bomb from Bronx living on. AKA King Kong Palm. King Picasso drawing arms. It's the storm after calm. Keep it in the kitchen. My inventions make a nigga get. Turn to the streets when jobs is out of reach. South Bronx to South Central ain't nothing sweet. Come compete, you get delayed.
Monster hunt on these streets when it's time to eat. TD Jakes was a freak when it's time to preach. My smackdown raw still all elite. Yeah, press badge type, never mind the seats. 10 toes down, no need to leech. My word concrete, still wearing cleats. Bad bitch with me, still sand the beach. On the each two for me, cause it's never a reach. YouTube, I still hide the seat. Flaw with the jaw, but I plug the leak. Got on this mic and I'm in too deep. About 1,000 by the later means inherited me. King of the block while I throw in the seat. Never met a geek that ran the streets. J's on the feet while I clutch these beats. Go Sega with the sonics like I'm Fit L3. Stay resubmitting every path I pave. Walking tsunami cause I am the wave. Read your revelations like the end of days. Saw him in a palm frame, Beverly's made. Enemies clock out like Flavor Flav. Make it public when you took it, I was born to blaze. For me in the kitchen for the food you crave. This raw rap shit and the beef is brave. On this campaign, I'm vicious. Word to sit, I'm the sickness. Champagne drink for my bitches. If she's queen, we share riches. On these hills, granting wishes. If she's Hershey's, it's kisses. It's like magic, I'm twisted. Balls on Tundra, you missed it.
Whip it in the kitchen, my adventures make a nigga turn to the streets when jobs is out of reach. South Bronx to South Central ain't nothing sweet. Come to me, you get dilly.
Hey, yo, B. Whew. I ain't gonna lie, I am stuffed. I just came from eating dinner not too long ago, and I don't got the itis though. I don't got the itis, but I'm a little, a little stuffed. I had some Spanish rice and Mexican pizzas. My lady hooked it up. I ain't gonna hold you, but yeah, B 1 2 1 2. Tell me how I'm sounding to you, cause my damn internet look like it's acting retarded right now. As always, like it's always something with this retarded internet, man. What's good, Blaze? Yeah, B. Episode 400. We here, B. 400 episodes in the books. Appreciate all of y'all for this journey, man. It's been a hell of a journey. It's been a long journey. Definitely had a lot of laughs, a lot of celebrations, a lot of bum outs. Appreciate that, Blaze. Like I ain't gonna lie, I never knew I would have that we would have got this far. It's like I knew, but it's like it's still because there's a lot of podcasts out there that don't make it a long time. Like we've been around for like over 2 years. I would say close to 3 years. And we may have missed some shows here and there, but we always made up for it. We always came back stronger than ever, looking better. Audio was better. I remember from before, like when we was like in the single to double digits when it comes to the episodes, and oh my goodness. This show was man, we came a long way because the quality from before was straight ass butter. Appreciate that, Blaze. Yeah, man. I hear that, B. Go get that bag. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at you. But yeah, long story short, I appreciate all of y'all for being on this journey with me. You know what I'm saying? You guys are awesome. Here's to another 400 episodes, B. Oh, man. Oh, man. So, yeah, you already know I got smacked down in the background. Right now, I'm up to the, I'm behind. So, I'm up to the fatal four-way between the women's. The tournament, their King of the Ring qualifying match. Oh, I should say their quarterfinals. Come on, man. This should be pissing me off. It's just glitching. Hold up, let me see. My bad, y'all. I just hate when this when the show be glitching like that. Punk ass Hulu Plus. All right, ballet was goody. You see my dude, Ron Killens? My dude is unhinged. And I'm glad they're not gonna, turn him full blown heel. I thought, I ain't gonna lie, they scared me a little bit because, especially given the fact that he was spazzing on Busted Open Radio. And it's like, I hope you don't try to turn this dude into a full blown heel. Come on. Don't do that. We don't want to see him as a heel. We just want to see him as a no nonsense type of dude. So I ain't gonna lie, I just pushed it to go live. SmackDown. So right now I'm up to the part where Cena and this dude Punk is cutting the promo in the middle of the ring. Yeah, man, he's here for it. My dude came out and started beating up Cena. I'm like, okay. Because I thought they was just gonna completely forget about this dude Cena, like, or have this dude Ron Killings forget about Cena. Like, nah, man. Like, we're not gonna do that. Let him spin the block on this dude, B.
Because I personally would like that one stricken from the record, because you know who I sound like?
And I'm glad this dude Cena leaned into the fact that he forced him to have a match with him at Saudi Arabia. I was saying that in the last show. I'm like, yo, damn, this dude Cena should have capitalized on that, leaned in on, like, yeah, only way you can fight me is if you come to Saudi Arabia. I'm glad they circled back on that and made him mention that. That was a good touch right there. Well, yeah, B, let me drop that link. 2 more likes and I'll drop the link. How that sound, y'all? 2 more likes and I'll open up them floodgates. You know what I'm saying? 400 episodes, B. Henny God, you been there too, B. Like Henny God, Blaze. Y'all definitely been around, like, y'all definitely the day ones. You know what I'm saying? I'm also listening to this promo real quick, so that's why I'm muting it from time to time.
Here's some more.
Hit that thumbs up, yeah.
Actually belong on a Mount Rushmore. Guys like Terry Funk.
This dude, that was funny too. Like at the beginning of the show, when this dude CM Punk, excuse me, when this dude Cena was like, he's on a Mount Rushmore, like he was on some Dylon. Remember Dylon from Making the Band? At the type of time this dude Cena was on. Oh man. But yeah, man. Pull up. Shots go out to King Leo up over there. You know what I'm saying? Tati Taker, Miss GM, all that. I didn't get to catch all of that promo, but I guess I heard as much as I needed to for right now. They better. R-Truth again. Yo, this dude, Ron Killings, is wildin'. Punk said the truth hurts. While Ron Killings got him in the SCF. My dude lost it. This dude Cena started running away like an old man. That's right, Ron. My dude said, I'm the driver now. And good for him, man. Like, seriously. I love what they're doing with Ron Killings now. Okay, this dude, this oh boy, here comes Charlotte Flair, looking like a golden peacock. So I guess this is the other fatal four-way quarterfinal match. I like the fact that this whole show is like so far is based around the King and Queen of the Ring tournament. I could dig that. I could definitely dig that right there. Yeah, be so barely heard about this new Rob Van Dam finally gonna be a dad. What's he gonna be like 55? That's what's up, man. Like that's definitely what's up. Him and I think what's her name? Katie Forbes, I think. What's her age? Yeah, my goodness, man. My bad, y'all, man. This is time to get some new software. Appreciate you holding down the fort ballet. Yeah, B. Oh, so she's 34. Okay, it's on commercial right now. I'm waiting for the show to come back on. It's on commercial. Okay, now it's back from commercial. So they have the upcoming dates. Saturday night's main event, Saturday, July 12th. And you got Evolution, Sunday, July 13th. The whole damn weekend. Yo, they are killing us with the back-to-back shows. Man. Ron and John next week. Of course they're gonna do that. Come on, man. The damn TV is good. This shit, man. This shit is blowing mine today, yo. Happy 400 episodes. All types of malfunctions. But you know how we give it up. We still gonna cook. We still gonna do what we gotta do. And then stop us from before. And the damn sure ain't stopping us now. But yeah, man, like they're gonna have them fight next week. Like, why y'all don't like to save anything? I guess they figure like, oh, they always fight, so who cares?
Yeah.
I swear, this dude truthfully look like a maniac with that haircut.
That's the point. Oh, man.
I apologize.
So, here go when this dude started tweaking, when he started spazzing.
I'm sorry. I apologize. My neighbors talk like that, but not me.
So
You feel me?
Archer, to remind you, I got to remind you.
I'm deleting it right now. I'm deleting it right now, bro. Damn.
Don't delete it. If that's what you, yeah, you said don't.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I don't talk like that.
Well,
y'all know me. Y'all know me, right?
Truth. Well, I mean, R-Truth, I think what you were doing is you were responding to a video from our show with our very own Bully Ray. So what I want to do for you and for the Busted Open Nation is play this video of our very own Bully Ray responding to you and your comeback.
When he got away from truth and went to our killings, then he went back to the line of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I don't think I wanted to hear that last night. Once you cut that hair off, I never want to hear the name truth again. Don't remind me of what you are trying to get away from. You cut your hair off in front of the world because the hair was represented our truth.
I'm not too mad at what Bully is saying, though. It's like, if you want to shed that image, why are you still calling yourself truth or whatever? I'm not too mad about that.
Want to hear it no more. You're Ron Killings. End of story. Forget about the tagline about the truth. Forget about mentioning the truth. If this is the serious direction you want to go in, don't remind me of what's in your past.
Who the fuck he talking to?
Yeah, people.
Who he telling me who I am? I know who I am. I'm protecting him. And see, everybody got somebody that's trying to tell them who the fuck they are. I know who I am. I'm not the nice one. I'm driving now. Don't let nobody tell you who you are. You know you better than anybody else know. And I know me better than anybody else know me too. And they better put some respect on my name, because I am the truth. So help me.
Wow.
Yeah, I
How you gonna tell me why I cut my hair? I do what I want to do. It ain't that nice time no more. But I'm not angry. I just won't be taken advantage of no more. Things gonna change.
Yo, Ron, you can't be over there scaring them white people, B. Yo, my dude lost his mind. But I'm not too mad about what Bully said though. Like, if you're trying to shed that image, why are you still saying, "Oh, you the truth" or whatever the case may be? Nah, you Ron Killings. Like, both both of them made great points. He's like, "Yo, like, I know who the fuck I am. Let me tell you who the fuck I am." He should have said "white boy." Nah, I'm playing. He wanted to say that shit so bad. I know who the hell I am, white boy. Fuck you mean? Oh man. Yeah, B. Okay, thank you. Now it's not glitching up no more. Okay, so back to the fatal four-way. You know what I'm saying? Who the hell is that? That's Candice LeRae. Okay. So it's Candice LeRae, Charlotte Flair, and Isla Dawn, I think her name is, or Alba Fire. Yeah, Alba Fire. And I think damn, I didn't even get to see who the hell won the first fatal four-way match. I was a little distracted. Bailey, who won the first fatal four-way match between the women's? Oh, Enziguri on Charlotte Flair kicks out the pin. Candice LeRae's looking frustrated. Oh, Jade won. I should have known. Okay, Alba Fire got the advantage. Alba Fire and Candice LeRae is about to set up Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair powers out. Big boot to Candice LeRae. Oh. Kick to the breast from Alba Fire. Charlotte Flair kicks out that pin, though. She said, "You got to do more than that." Oh, Alba Fire is really getting pissed. She takes off her jacket. I know she's hot wearing that damn suit. That's probably why she took off that damn jacket. She hot. They doing the picture-in-picture, and they showing the trailer from 28 years later. I can't wait for that. Definitely like 28 days and 21. What was it, 28 months later? The second one? I seen both of them though. Both of them I liked. Toph.
Yo,
What to do though?
chilling.
Yeah, be I went live a little late because I had a little late dinner.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, B, what's going on, man? Episode 400, man. We here.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Thanks to y'all too, man. Being on this journey with the kid. Yarami.
Yarami, what's up?
All right. What's going on?
Oh man.
One of them days?
Yeah, but I'll manage as always.
Telling you, man, living in the Bronx, man, that shit make you want to slap a lion.
Dude, man, living in America makes me want to freaking blow my head off.
Oh man.
Seriously, the way shit is happening now, good lord.
You ain't never lied, B. What about you, Toph? How your day going?
It's just been raining most of the day. Other than that, I've just been chilling. Quiet Friday.
Thank you, Ballet.
Episode 400, B. Here we are.
Hell yeah, be like, sheesh, putting in that work.
We're the only ones that are freaking unbiased.
Exactly. You know, we didn't have to rub no balls to get here.
Holy Ray.
Before y'all pulled up, I had showed or I had played the audio from this dude, Ron Killen, spazzing out.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't disagree with what Bully has said. When Bully was like, once you cut your hair, all that, oh, you're the truth of this and the truth will set you free, that I don't want to hear that no more. You're supposed to shed that personality. Like, you're supposed to be doing something new. You just Ron Killers now. You're not truth anymore. I don't completely disagree with what he says. What y'all think? Let's go, Black Star.
I mean, if we're really gonna get a serious R-Truth, he should be different. So I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't bother me that he still says he's the truth, but Bully does have a point.
Yeah.
I just want him to just drop the comedy. I know he was
I
just
think he
doing his
definitely
job.
did.
Well, he
Yeah,
definitely did that.
Yeah, I know he's doing his job. I just thought the comedy got played out a very long time ago. Last year when he was doing the shit with Miz and Judgment Day, like I didn't care about that shit at all. I did not care about that.
The awesome truth.
Well, not the awesome truth, but just the comedy stuff that was going on to Judgment Day.
Oh,
Like,
okay. You said okay.
Yeah, I didn't care about that. Like none of it was funny to me at all. Like it's the definition of just coonery.
I didn't mind it, but I hear what you're saying because we were just over the Judgment Day. You know what I mean? And it's like this dude was just
and it made Priest look bad. It made him
Yeah.
look bad because he was the Money in the Bank holder. Like this guy's going to be a future world champion. Why is he struggling with a comic character like that? Shit killed him. Like to this day, it's still hurting Priest. To this day, people are saying like he's missing something, but they can't put their finger on it. Like that did him no favors at all.
I think what it really is too is the damn gothic shit. Like I don't, is that him being gothic? They need to switch that shit. Especially if you name the block after him from in the Bronx, you don't see no motherfucker like Damian Priest in the Bronx dressing like he's gothic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christmas Day. That's right, Ballet. Like, man, they ain't going nowhere no time soon.
Yeah. The crazy thing about it is there's really no other direction for Judgment Day to go. I mean, Carlito's gone, and realistically, Dominic and Liv don't need to be there no more.
They don't.
They don't. No.
But at the same token, if they was to leave, where would that leave Raquel Rodriguez? Like,
well, they're still the tag team champion, so she'll probably leave with Liv. So
it should definitely end because the point of a faction is to elevate everybody in the faction. Everybody's been elevated. Dom is Intercontinental Champion. Liv is a multi-time women's champion, and the tag titles mean shit, but I'll give her a little bit of flowers. She does make those tag titles mean a little bit more. She actually does care about them. She actually, I don't care about them, but there are some fans out there who do care about them, and she definitely played a part in that. She's over. She already's got Raquel as the muscle, the heater. So even if they aren't tag team champions, she can be like the Diesel, to back her up. They really
call her Big Mommy Cool, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, there's really no reason for the group to continue. It's just there, just because, And people say, well, what about JD? He can still team with Balor. They can still be a tag team, just no Judgment Day. Just let him.
Yeah, definitely give them something to do. Yeah.
Yeah. There's really no reason for the group to keep going. It's just, it's just an example of we're just gonna milk this just because.
Sure,
yeah, Ballet. He's not the senator no more. He's Coach Bombay from the Mighty Ducks.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it too, Black Star. Definitely. I'm enjoying it. So far, so good. I just hate the fact that they booked the match between him and Cena already. Like, whatever.
Yeah, they booked
Cena
it for
doesn't.
next. Yeah, they booked it
Is
for
this his
next
first?
week.
Is
This is
this
his
his first
first.
match on TV? Cena.
Oh,
Just a heel
yeah,
turn. Yeah.
it is actually.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fuck finish for sure. He's not wrestling on TV. It's gonna be an angle.
Yeah, this dude might just start wigging out and get himself disqualified.
Unless CM or they're gonna have Punk interfere or some shit. Thank God, Alexa Bliss advances in the tournament.
Right, I just noticed that. Good.
Huh.
Because I thought it was gonna be Charlotte. I'm glad they humbling Charlotte. Like Charlotte she just needs a complete makeover, yo.
Well, Charlotte needs to take L's and just be like Charlotte don't need to do nothing right now, honestly.
They punishing her from from her sabotaging the Tiffany Stratton shit, the Tiffany Stratton WrestleMania bill. I think they're punishing her because of that. Because she purposely sabotaged that shit.
Her going
Well,
off script, yeah.
I still blame Triple H for that. He should have read the room. He could have seen that shit wasn't gonna work.
The match itself was never going to work because Charlotte's botchy as hell, and Tiffany was still is still green as fuck. She's getting better, but
Yeah.
she was green as hell for that match.
I'm not a Charlotte fan. None of us here are, but I'm not gonna blame her for shit that wasn't her fault. Because when she was on that whatever that talk show was, she was clearly bothered at the fact that she came back from a life altering injury and was bothered by the fact the fans are booing her. And I'm like, I feel you, Charlotte, but you don't need to be angry at the fans. You need to be angry at Triple H. He's the one that fucking booked it. Fucking Ray Charles could have told you that shit wasn't gonna work.
You're just over it,
The thing is, though, Charlotte's booking has been like this even before Triple H. So like realistically, Triple H will take the heat for it, but this has been going on since Vince was there. So
pretty much. Every time she shows up, you got a title match.
Yeah. Every time she loses, you notice every time she loses a title, she disappears, and then she comes back. She disappears every time she loses a title. Then she comes back, gets it back. Like what?
A whole fucking year though. She be going for a whole year, come back #1 contender, or she'll win a Royal Rumble or some goofy shit like that.
She's kind of in a weird spot now, because Sasha's gone. Becky is a heel, which may not seem like a big deal, but it actually is, because normally Becky's the face and Charlotte's the heel, but now they're both heels. So now since they're both heels, they can't work with each other, which has always been one of her better, more consistent views of Becky. So she can't use Becky as a get out of jail card. I'm convinced Bayley's on the way out. I don't think she's staying at all. You got a new regime, TKO. They do things differently. She's not with Andrade anymore, so it's not like she can be his valet. She's just kind of there. She's not being focused or pushed on. Naomi won Money in the Bank. They're trying to push this new generation of girls like Stephanie and Julia and Roxy. Like, she's not really the priority for the first time.
Right.
And she's not used to it. She's not. You can tell she's bothered by it. She's always been the priority. So for the first time, really, since she's been called up, she's not in the title picture. She's not really in a program. She's just kind of there, or she's going through, as what you just said, she's going through what Vince used to call the "you're going to eat shit and like it" phase. We're going to punish you, we're going to bury you, and we got to deal with it. Let's see how she responds. Let's see.
My guess is not well. And it's going to be even worse. And it's worse because the girls, these new crop of girls are literally better than her. Like them or not, they're like, whether you're fans of them or not, they're better.
You know what I think, Black Star? I think this dude, Ron Killings, he's basically doing like what he did when the Awesome Truth were heels, when it was beefing with Triple H. It's just him. It's just him wilding out now instead of him in the Miz.
I ain't gonna lie though. The one thing I did like about that heel run was that rap that he did. That shit was hilarious.
All right, I'm confused. I see the graphic on SmackDown. It says Cena versus R-Truth. I thought he was Ron Killings. Like, are they? See, this is what I'm talking about, man. Do they know what they're doing?
No.
No, they do not.
Because I'm calling him Ron from this point forward. I'm not calling him Truth anymore.
It's
So
like they, it's
You
like these
can't
dudes,
call
they
him
just book
Truth
on the
no
fly.
more.
Who exposed them as of late, saying this dude Triple H be ripping up scripts before the show starts, just like his damn father-in-law.
Who said that?
Damn. Hold on. Let me look and see real quick.
Jesus Christ, Shinsuke Nakamura, man, what have they done to you?
hey man, you
Shinsuke
gotta get.
Whack-A-Mora.
Hey, at least he's got the bison helmet. That looks kind of cool.
Yeah, he do. He really do. It really do look like a bison helmet. Oh my god. Oh my god. How did I not notice that?
Over here embarrassing my dude Bison.
Jesus Christ.
Psycho
It's crazy. The crazy thing about it is, man, they kept Shinsuke off of TV for months, gave him a new look and a new entrance, only for them to be booked into oblivion again. I hope that money is. I hope that money is good, Shinsuke.
I think it was Hugo Savinovich that said that shit. Hold up.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, so I was confused because while Sandman and TKO were talking, like they were doing a little rundown of what's going on SmackDown next week, and they have Cena versus R-Truth. That's what it says, but
Yeah.
it's a picture of Ron after he cut his hair off. So, that's Ron Killings, not R-Truth. But the graphic says R-Truth. So either somebody, and the little graphic design messed up, or like they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't know. So I'm calling him Ron Killings. Like I'm prepared to call him Ron. So
They'll probably change. They'll probably change it by next week. So
okay. Well, we'll see.
That's just what I'm assuming because I'm like he just starting this character. Maybe they didn't have time to change it. So, but I'll give it to him next week. Maybe.
Let me go.
But remember Triple H said, "Oh, this is all part of the plan. This is all part of the show."
Bullshit.
He's exposing himself right there. Because if this is all part of the plan, y'all should have been had a Ron Killings graphic by now. Lying ass niggas.
Okay, let me do this. I rarely ever do this. It's funny, as much as I follow wrestling, you think I do it more. I'm gonna go on the actual WWE website, and I'm gonna go on Superstars, and I'm gonna go on the roster because I'm legitimately curious to see what they call him on the roster. Okay, I'm scrolling down now.
If they don't call him Ron Killings, it was never part of the plan.
Oh, we all know that though.
Like, come on.
Because it's like, you couldn't even take time out to make a graphic. I know that shit don't take long to make a fucking graphic.
Let me see here. Okay, I'm on the K's now. Now I'm on the M's. There's, what the fuck? Robert Stone? Robbie E. still? Oh my god, whatever. Fuck him.
Yeah,
he's on NXT doing
Okay, I see him. Nope, he's still R-Truth on the website.
Yeah, I thought he was part of the plan. Triple H, lying ass.
It's an outdated picture too. It's an outdated picture. Is R-Truth wearing a Finn, Damien, and Rhea like when he was doing the Judgment Day shit?
Oh my god! So they didn't even change his graphic on the website at all.
No.
Oh my god! But I thought it was part of the plan, though.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna link his profile right now. I'm gonna post it on the private chat so everybody on the stream can see it. This is
Yeah, I heard it too. Like, I think it might be this dude, Metro Boomin, doing this dude's interest music. It might be Metro Boomin or what's the other dude name? I forgot.
Travis Scott.
I think so.
I mean, Metro Boomin is not bad. I mean, I said it. I said it on the last episode I was on. Wouldn't it make more sense for Seth to change his music so fans aren't singing it?
Yeah. And I was saying that like don't take out the whoa part. Like make it sound like more sinister or something.
Or at least keep the burn it down and make it sound and come up
Yeah.
with like some edgy rock shit. But my thing is this theme song of Seth fits him so well, so it's gotta really hit.
Like just remix it out, I would say. Just remix it and make it sound more dark.
This would be cool to see what they change it to.
So
We
Black
got
Star said on Raw they call him Ron Killings.
On Raw they do, yeah.
we got a 4-way going on now. First round qualifier: Cody, Priest, Andrade, and Nakamura. And I'm still trying to figure out why Cody's in this match. Because even if you get rid of the rematch clause, because the winner of the tournament gets a title shot against the champion on their brand. So even if you, for the sake of argument, say, okay, we're not going to give Cody a rematch clause, he still pinned Cena at Money in the Bank. He pinned the WWE champion, which should automatically give you a match against the champion regardless. So I don't understand why Cody's in this match, because I don't see the point of Andrade winning or Nakamura winning. We know Nakamura's not winning anything. I guess it's possible Priest could win, but he's not like he's going to win a tournament. So the only explanation I can think of is Cody's in this match to win, go in the finals, and then lose to whoever that is.
Well,
So
it does. Well, it probably might not even be Sami Zayn because he's fighting Orton. So
I don't get the fact that these dudes don't be doing their rematch clauses anymore. It's like what the hell? What happened with that? It's like champions don't get rematches no more.
I respect it a little bit. Like it's kind of like it's old school. Yeah, I give the Mortal Kombat analogy. Mortal Kombat 2. Y'all play Mortal Kombat 2. You boot up the game and
Of
you see
course.
Shao Kahn on top of the mountain. And
yeah,
you work your way up the mountain, and then you make it to the very end. You beat Shao Kahn. You push him off the mountain. That's the end of the game. So I get the wrestling aspect. You're the champion. You're on top of the mountain. You lose. That's it. So I'm not against the idea of no rematch clauses. My thing is you got to be consistent with it, because if so and so doesn't get a rematch clause, but then this other
Hey,
person does,
when
it's
you
like, what are we
continue,
doing?
yeah.
but even with that analogy, if you was to continue, you still end up facing the same person. It's not like you go back down the mountain.
Right.
Exactly. They still run back. They still run back rematches even when it's not a rematch clause. I mean, look at Gunther. He just won the
Right.
title back. He just won the title back from Jey Uso, like the same
They
guy he
do it.
just lost to.
Yeah, they do it when it's like convenient for
Convenient, right?
it. Yeah, that's how they do it.
And
So
that's why why they did that shit, because they want to sweeten the pot for that Goldberg match.
They don't. That match doesn't even need a title.
Exactly.
I'm not even that crazy about it, but I'm just like, if Goldberg has to wrestle, I just feel like the better opponent would be Braun Breaker. I mean, he's the one that gets compared to Goldberg anyway. He's got the spear, he's got the same
Also,
intensity.
he kind of has a axe to grind against Braun Breaker's family because Scott
Right.
Steiner. He's actually, this is a fact too. He's never beaten Scott Steiner. Scott Steiner. Every time they fought, Steiner always beats him. So
Oh, fun fact.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. Mhm.
that's it. It was crazy because I literally went back and watched all their matches. I'm like, holy shit, Goldberg has never
I'm,
beaten Scott Steiner. That's wild.
I'm glad you mentioned this
I
too,
never
because
knew that either.
yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that too. I was talking about this to a relative of mine about an hour ago. We were talking about the whole counter programming thing last week, on how WWE keeps counter programming AEW and stuff. And my cousin he said something that I agree with, that WWE is actually hurting themselves counter programming, because by having all these shows within the same vicinity of each other, like they're just gonna get lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like doing Evolution, like a show like Evolution,
That
That's what
TV's a
being
little
smart.
loud, my dude.
My bad. I got you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I was just saying, like a show like Evolution, a show like that should breathe. That's the big deal. Like an all-woman show, it should have its own space to breathe, but it's not going to, because it's going to be at the same time as AEW All In. Goldberg's retirement match, and I don't even care about Goldberg. No one's even going to talk about that because it's going to be taking place the same weekend as All In and NXT show, and
Mm-hmm.
Evolution. So it's like
There's so much
they
going
think,
on.
yeah, they
Motherfuckers,
think they're
and
You think
hurting.
plus they
that's
setting
so?
them
You
up.
think so? You think
They,
that's why they put the belt on this dude to like spice up the match even more for that simple fact that there's so much going on in that
it's
I,
weekend?
I, I
it's
guess
gonna
so.
backfire. It's gonna
Yeah,
backfire though, because motherfuckers is gonna watch AEW show more.
right.
Number
I think
one,
they,
Yeah,
yeah, I think they think they're hurting AEW, but I think they're hurting themselves more. Like, I just think that when you have all these WWE shows that's in close proximity, they're just going to bury each other. No one's going to be talking about Saturday Night Main Event because they're going to be watching AEW All In or they're going to be watching Saturday Night Main Event. And Goldberg's retirement match is not going to really get the coverage it should get because of all this other shit going on. And whatever they're going to do in this Evolution show is not going to be its own thing. But
they're gonna.
whatever. I mean,
I think
I'll be upset
they're
if I was
setting
them.
they're setting the women up to fail if it the way I see it, because with all this
Yeah.
shit going on,
Well, you got to remember, Mickey James said that they didn't want to do it because they told her, y'all don't make any money. So it could very well be that maybe they are trying to set up to fail. That way, if it does, they can say, see, you guys didn't make any money. It's like, well, of course, because like when you are trying to do an all woman show on a weekend where you have like 3 other wrestling shows, people got to choose which one they're going to invest in, you know? So
that's just gonna
yeah,
be
that's not
super
fair to them.
convoluted, man.
exactly. Like
Way too much going on because he's winning the tournament, so Seth can cash in. He's all about Cody. You think they're gonna spin the block on that feud? Because remember, Seth Rollins still never beat Cody before.
I mean,
Yeah.
it would. I mean, that would really be the one thing that would make sense, honestly.
He definitely got the manpower now.
Exactly. Seth could kill two birds with one stone. If Cody wins the belt back from Cena, Seth cashes in, beats Cody, gets the title. And plus, this cash in would actually be about Seth and about nothing else.
And it makes sense because
Really?
it's like you got all this manpower, even though I'm not a fan of the stable, but it's still a dominant stable nonetheless. Go for the big belt. Why go for the World Heavyweight Championship if you go for the WWE Championship?
I'm sorry, I was distracted by Cody. Cody pulled out a table with the Slim Jim logo. Like this company fucking blows. Oh my god, bro! Really?
They really put these logos on everything now. Like,
Niggas kept complaining, so they caught more diamonds.
oh
Triple H is
my
gonna
god.
Triple H. I swear to God, man, Triple H is gonna come out with a sledgehammer that's gonna have like an energy drink logo on it. So just watch.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
Tell you, this shit is like a Shaquille O'Neal and Adam Sandler wet dream.
Jesus Christ, man. We get it, WWE. You got a lot of endorsements and you're making more money. Jesus.
But yeah, if this $3.5 billion debt is true, I can see why they're doing what they're doing. They're trying to collect every fucking piece of pennies here and there. If they that much debt.
With all the money they're making, how are they in all this debt? That's
I don't
wild.
know. I don't know. It's fucking insane. Like, but it came from a reliable source.
Oh man.
So I don't know.
Well, that definitely explains why they're in bed with Saudis.
They got so much money they gotta recoup.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I don't get with these conglomerates. Y'all sitting there and signing up WWE, and then y'all not looking at the books. Y'all not seeing what's going on, what they got going on. I just don't get it. Like, look what happened with them in the past. They're not getting these channels much money like that. Why do you think these motherfuckers eventually went to Netflix on Raw?
And they barely doing numbers in Netflix.
Yeah.
Like, don't let nobody fool you, man. They numbers are not that good in Netflix either.
And we really don't be caring about numbers like that, like when it comes to the ratings or whatever the case may be. But it's like it's hard to ignore because you see the shows. It's like, damn, the shows they're not even trying. Now he wants to try a little bit, triple because his fucking job was on the damn line. So now he want to try
I
to do a
heard
little razzle dazzle here and there.
I heard Netflix has an out on year 5 if they want. It's supposed to be a 10-year deal.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
So.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
They better hope USA takes them back.
I always thought a 10-year deal was risky because
Hell yeah.
you can't predict the future because you're assuming that people are still going to care about Netflix in a decade. We don't know what's going to happen in 10 years. There's always going to be something new, something hip, something trendy. My favorite example of this, I don't think I've ever said this. I know you guys remember it, man. Back in the day, I was a huge fan of y'all remember the gaming network G4
Of course.
back in like
Yeah.
the 2000s. And the long story short of it was, to those who don't know, G4 was a network that really just focused on games. It was the first ever like gaming network. And to end the story, some of the people that were with
all games. I miss
right,
G4.
some of the people on G4, and this was like in the early 2000s, like 2003, 2004, they had an idea of basically what they were going to do was they came up with the idea of, hey, let's do a show where we're playing games, recording ourselves playing games, aka like vlogging, or streaming, before streaming was streaming. And the executives that were in charge, they didn't understand. They were like, wait, what? So you want to play a video game and you want to record yourself playing the video. So it's going to be a show of you playing a video game and people watching you play a video game. It's like the suits, they couldn't understand it. They couldn't fathom it. They didn't think it would be cool. They didn't think that video games were relevant enough or popular enough to dedicate a show watching it. And so they vetoed that shit. 1 year later, YouTube started. A year after that, Justin TV started, which later became Twitch. And now look at where we're at. Now you have content creators that literally like make millions of dollars just streaming themselves playing games. Like, so G4 was on the cusp of literally hitting the next gold mine. They couldn't see it. They couldn't see it because they just didn't think gaming was relevant like that. So that's kind of risky, like getting in bed with Netflix for 10 years because you're assuming that Netflix is still going to be worth something. And like, you don't know, there could be some new platform that we haven't even heard of yet that could blow up in like a year or two. So you can just never know.
Tati was goody. She said she saw an interview with Ron a few days ago. On the title of the video, he's referred to as a YN. As a black man, what do y'all think of the term YN? Nothing. It's just it's always going to be some new slang. The more we get older, you know what I'm saying. From before, these are called young the YNs. They used to call them what jitterbugs. What is it again? The little jits or young bulls. That's Philly shit.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Little brats. There's always gonna be a new term when it comes to the young dudes, but this dude said he was a YN.
Yeah, the term I'm familiar with is young blood. He used to say that.
Young blood. They go another term.
Young blood. Yeah, hey, young blood.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the one I remember. Young blood.
Lil man. I still say Lil man to this day. I'm like, yo, what's good, Lil man?
Yeah.
Well, YN, like, they don't really bother me. He just says what it is. There's always gonna be a new slang for a different generation. But he's definitely not no YN.
At all.
Great shape though. Great shape though for his age.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
I ain't gonna lie though. I think him cutting his hair aged him a little bit. He looks a little older with his he looks a little older with his haircut. That's just me. I don't know.
I mean, I mean, it does. I mean, it kind of looks better, honestly.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. I like the psychotic shape up. You know, the zigzags all through his scalp. I could dig it. Everyone
Yeah,
is looking at WWE like they are the money pit. That is partly true. UFC is a true pit. Look at the buy rates. Yeah, because neither neither promotion has any fucking stars. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's the
WWE got the
that's
stars, but they don't want to utilize them. In UFC, man, the last real star that was in UFC was from WWE. That was Brock.
that, that's their own fault. So yeah,
John Jones, motherfuckers know John Jones. He stayed cheating. I don't know about nowadays, but from before, I know people got over John Jones because he kept cheating, kept poking motherfuckers in the eyeball with his pinky.
What happened to the Connor dude?
Who? Oh, Conor McGregor. I think he retired. Did he
Oh, okay.
retire? Black Star. I think he retired. UFC pay per views is $90 damn dollars. Jeez Louise. Crawford versus Canelo 23 is going to be on Netflix. Pay attention to the bottom line. UFC will sell first. If anything, WWE will sell second. Again, if anything.
The only thing I give UFC, I'm not a UFC guy at all, but I'll give them this. They're one of the few outlets out there that still do traditional pay-per-views and people still buy it. And Cody won, pinning Nakamura. What else is fucking new? Okay.
That's why Nakamura was there. He was there to eat the pin. We all know that.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes won. He pinned Shinsuke, of course.
Yeah. That's the only reason why he was there.
Yeah,
Nakamura was like, just make sure the check is in the mail, all right?
Like I said, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I probably shouldn't. The only thing I can think of is he's in the tournament to go to the final and lose, because I don't see the point of winning the tournament, because the winner gets a title shot against their
Right.
champion at SummerSlam. So if Cody wins, then he can face Cena at SummerSlam. But why waste a title win on that when you already pinned Cena? Like, why?
You could use the king of
unless
the ring to get somebody else over. Like Cody is already a made man.
well, unless they're going to use him because since it was just announced that Jay Uso is the mystery guys, maybe they'll have him put over Jay.
I thought he was hurt.
Possible. No. Mm-mm.
I thought he was going to take some time off. I thought he was hurt.
They
No, he's
really
not
put
hurt.
Jay. They really put Jay Uso in this tournament, though. Like, well, then again, what else could they do with him?
Okay, I got the freeze frame here. All right. Sami Zayn won his 4-way. He outlasted Penta, Breaker, and Dom. Orton won his 4-way. That was Orton, Knight, Black, and Hayes. Man, they ain't doing shit with Carmelo. Whatever. And Cody
He
just
had
won
a
his
decent
match.
showcase. Yeah, he had a decent showcase today, but still, it
Yeah.
sucks.
And Cody just won his 4-way with Damian Priest, Andrade, and Nakamura. So the 4-way next week is Sheamus, Rusev, Reed, and Jay. Now Sheamus and Rusev are going to cancel each other out, so that leaves Jay and Reed. Honestly,
I'm assuming LA Knight will probably interfere in that if they're pushing Knight to fight
right,
Seth.
which means Jay's probably winning. So that means your semis would be Sammy against Orton on the left side and Cody against Jay on the right side. I could see Jay beating Cody. And if you did that, then you'd have Jay against Orton or Sammy. Jay against Orton makes no sense. Jay against Sammy, though, there's a story there because they're best friends, But then you could also have Cody beat Jay, and then you could do Cody against Randy in the finals, or you could do Cody against Sammy in the finals. But either way, I'm open to any outcome other than Cody winning this because I ask again. Well, not I ask again. I say again. He pinned Cena at Money in the Bank. You pinned the champion. That automatically should give you a shot. So I don't get this. I'm trying to see. I still think Sammy's winning regardless. I'm just trying to figure out what's Cody adding to this. Why is he in this
trying to
segment?
make sense of this. I feel you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to make sense out of this shit.
I mean, I didn't really see why Orton was in this, to be honest. And against Knight, Mello, and Black, like that's wild to me.
Yeah. Orton's not winning this either because he already faced Cena and lost. So why would he win just to, go to SummerSlam and challenge Cena? Like, yeah, he's not winning this shit either. So
I'm so not interested in seeing Sami Zayn versus Randy Orton. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm really not interested in that match.
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to be mean.
Well, match is gonna happen, but hey.
Unfortunately. Yeah. So where are they gonna fight though? They're gonna fight on Raw?
I would assume, yeah. I would assume, yeah.
Tati, Nakamura, all he cares about is going to the beach to surf and getting paid. That's all he cares about. Man.
That's all I was saying. He just want to make sure that check hit his chime, and he good. I see you, Anubis. Yeah.
So,
what's going on with it?
I was on the phone with my ISP.
I don't know what that is. What's going
Internet service provider.
Okay. You try to make it sound hip and cool. I see you.
No, it wasn't. That's literally what they. Never mind. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm over it though, Tati. Like it just is what it is. That's like whack-a-mole. That's what he just wants to be a bum. He's content, and hey, that's on him.
I'm just upset that I missed out on this convo because I was looking forward to talking to y'all about the Ron Killings.
Go ahead. You can
seeing him on Busted Open Radio. I was so happy.
That was a great promo.
That was a great promo, and I love that Bully Ray. I'm up here like he knew that he used to be called Ron the Truth Killings.
If anybody would know, it would be. If anybody would know, it would be. Bro, if anybody would know that, it would be him. I mean, they were on TNA together for how long?
Exactly. Right.
Yeah. I remember why they fired me and all that. And now they were scared. He's like, this ain't no angry black man. This is just the truth.
He said, what that white boy say?
Yeah.
Don't tell me who I am, white boy.
Yeah.
You know he wanted to call him a white boy so bad. I'm like, yo, Truth, you can't be out here scaring these white people. You crazy?
Nah, I love it.
People on the planet, and we've been like since day one, even before WWE. He's just like always been like family to me. So I love this guy so much. But Truth, I gotta cut to the chase. Your last tweet. What was that all about? You tweeted something to Bust It Open, starting with "Don't tell me what to do," and I'm not even gonna read the rest because there's some exploitives in it. So tell me about this tweet.
No, wait a minute. Don't tell me what to do. I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize. Tell everybody.
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to get to that part. Hold on.
It was brilliant.
I'm sorry.
He said, I'm sorry.
My name was taught like that, but not me.
Okay, right here. I got you right now.
Once you cut that hair off, I never want to hear the name Truth again. Don't remind me of what you are trying to get away from. You cut your hair off in front of the world because the hair was represented our truth. I don't want to hear it no more. You're Ron Killings. End of story. Forget about the tagline about the truth. Forget about mentioning the truth. If this is the serious direction you want to go in, don't remind me of what's in your past.
Who the fuck he talking to?
Yo, he just spazzed. Like, who the fuck he talking to? I didn't expect that. So I was like, whoa, where that came from?
Yeah.
You telling me who I am? I know who I am. I'm protecting him. And see, everybody got somebody that's trying to tell them who the fuck they are. I know who I am. I'm not the nice one. I'm driving now. Don't let nobody tell you who you are. You know you better than anybody else know. And I know me better than anybody else know me too. And they better put some respect on my name, because I am the truth. So help me.
Ooh, blood fire. I love it.
Yeah, I was happy about that. Took
I
me
love
back to with John Morrison when he was in the crowd going, "Who got a smoke?"
Yeah, he should have lit a cigarette for that one.
Yeah.
Cody
Nah,
could have pinned Andrade. I'm shocked. Like they spared Andrade. You got a point.
That's good.
My question is, next week, do they change Truth's music?
They gotta have. They should have MOP do his music now.
Ante up.
Oh my God! If our Truth comes out to Ante Up next week, he's the GOAT.
You know
He is
what?
the
Know what?
GOAT.
I'll settle for Cold as Ice.
Oh my God!
Nah, I probably shouldn't mess with put the MOP on because that starts fights in the party.
Well, actually,
What I'm
they
curious
can't do
about,
no
if you
MOP because
remember,
remember they went through a lawsuit battle with MOP. Remember over this dude and Cena's music.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
What I'm curious about is, you remember, according to the story, Truth, Cena, and Snoop Dogg got in the studio and they worked on Cena's heel music like a decade ago. And according to what Ron was saying, it's still there. So Ron, he does his own music, so I'm sure he must have all kinds of stuff in the can just sitting there waiting to be used.
well, he's used a couple on WWE TV. Like, did you ever watch his documentary? He was talking about how he had a song and he played it for Vince, and Vince was like, "Why don't you come out to it?" Like Vince had done that for him a couple times. And also,
you're a mess, Black Star.
I thought it was funny that people keep, talking about all the antics he pulled and how they made him do it. It's like what they didn't know was a lot of those was his idea, like to bring in the ladder to the Royal Rumble. He's like, I just went. He's like, I went in. He's like, I wasn't even scheduled to be there, and I went to Vince and I said, "Hey, what if I were to walk into the Royal Rumble and bring out a ladder?" He said, Vince just went, do it."
Yeah, Vince just let him do him, but Vince is just telling him like, "Look, I just want you to make me laugh. That's it."
Yeah, but also he was also always
that was my problem with it.
What I was saying was Vince also apparently he always wanted Ron with him on the handshake tours when they'd have to go anywhere, like with the troops and all that. Like he said, Ron was always a great ambassador for that. Like Ron was just like Ron liked going out there because he's like he'd go see the lands and all that.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Ron. Like, I respect him, what he's done, but that's why I really just didn't care about the truth stuff. I really didn't, because like he would do dumb stuff, but like, where is it going? There is no end game to it. It's the definition. It's the definition of, you make me laugh, go out there and make me laugh. Like, I'm sorry, I know people don't like this word. That's some cooning shit. That's what that is. That's coonery. That's the definition of coonery. Go out there and make the white folks laugh. That's it. That's why I've never cared for the R-Truth persona. The only time he ever did anything, I like the heel run in 2011. That's about it. And when you really think about it, it wasn't even that long of a run, which is stupid because most heels usually get like 2-3 years. Like that R-Truth heel run was like what? Like barely
few
6 months.
Yeah,
it wasn't even that long.
If you watch the doc, he tells you why that happened. He said no matter what he did, no, he didn't get in trouble. Apparently, no matter what, he's like Vince told me, like everything you do is too cool. Like the fine that he got, Vince paid that. Ron's like, I didn't pay anything on that. He's like, I didn't even get in trouble. He said Vince coughed up to $20,000. He's like, I didn't pay anything for that. But also, like I said, when he was a heel, Vince kept saying, he's like, dude, everything you do is too cool. You're not really getting anybody to hate you.
Yeah, that's why everybody loved him, man. Everybody loved Truth because he was always bringing a good time. But it's like we get that, but it's like now people starting to see like, yo, he's much more than just having a good time or whatever. And he's showing this shit. He only turned heel for a few days. He's already cooking.
You know what would be great? You know what would be great? They would never have the balls to do this. If they did this, I think if they did, they're not going to do this. Like they would never.
I got cut off again. Y'all keep cutting me.
No, I'm sorry.
Well, you were saying something?
Yeah. I have anxiety. What I was saying was they thought his heel, like the heel stuff, he liked it and people did, but the problem was that the crowd liked it too. Like the only kind of controversy he kind of got into was when he threw that drink in dude's face, but even that went over fine. That was the only problem. Yeah, he did a lot of stuff, but like his antics weren't like the heel stuff he was doing. I liked it, but the crowd kind of still like they still knew him one way. They didn't let him talk enough. The little Jimmy thing, the only reason why that ended up being that way was because of the JTG debacle. Because originally the little Jimmy thing was about suburban white kids, but when JTG botched his the thing he pitched to Vince McMahon, then that's how that ended up being the little Jimmy thing being with Ron Killings. That's why it still stayed there. But originally that was supposed to be JTG talking to a guy named Self, who was supposed to be a puppet, which was his imagination. And Vince was like, all right, he gave him the numbers to these people that he had to talk to get the puppet made and everything. And JTG's ass didn't do it.
I'm glad he didn't do it. That would have been a terrible gimmick for him.
It was just something he was pitching, and Vince was like, that's pretty cool. All right. He gave him the numbers and all that, but
that shit wouldn't have worked.
But that's how R-Truth ended up with Lil Jimmy being an imaginary friend. It was supposed to be dissing the WWE. It was supposed to be dissing the WWE audience.
Right.
When he was saying the little Jimmys, that meant all the suburban white kids.
Right.
But the idea that I have, I actually think this would really get a lot of eyes on the product, and it would spin a narrative around, especially with the black community. But Triple H is in charge, so he ain't gonna do it. But since we're here talking about Ron, I mentioned it before. The thing that people don't talk about, that heel run, Punk's pipe bomb came in the middle of that heel run, and when he did the pipe bomb, he took away all of Ron's heat, all of it. He made everything about himself, and that's the part that nobody remembers. Because when the night that the pipe bomb happened, Truth had a match with Cena. It was a tables match, which Truth won. It was Truth won. He got put through a table, and as Cena was sitting there selling the table, that's when Punk cut the promo. And so that's a little trivia fact out there. So with that being said, if they really want to get people talking, if they really want to turn the narrative around, what they should do is they should have Ron go heel and cost Punk the match and give us a Punk Ron Killings feud.
He would have had a lot of heat if he'd have costed him. That would have been a lot of heat.
And I would have loved to see him be like, you're right, CM, you are a punk ass bitch.
have Ron cost Punk the match, and going into SummerSlam, give us Punk versus Ron, because SummerSlam's 2 nights now, so they can afford, to experiment. Go into SummerSlam, do a face Punk against a heel Ron Killings, handcuffs off, and just let Ron shoot. If there's anybody on the roster that can take it, as much as I don't like him, it's Punk. That's what I do. But
the thing about it is, but the thing about it is, Truth is a baby face though. Like it's gonna be hard to get fans to hate him.
That's what Vince kept saying. It's hard to get people, even when he's telling the truth. Like even in TNA, he was supposed to go heel, and people just loved him
because he comes off as so genuine. It's a little bit like Jacob, like with Jacob Fatu. People like him so much because he comes off as being genuine. It's hard to hate somebody that's being genuine.
Well, yeah, that was the whole thing. Like that's R-Truth, and his promos when he was doing the heel run were great. Like when he said, "Yeah, I come out here saying what's up, and y'all are always off key." He's like, "I can't stand any of you,"
which they were. So that's the crazy thing.
Like, Miz used to drive me crazy with that shit. Like, yo, Miz, oh man.
But he was saying, he was telling them, like, y'all can't dance. He's like, He's like, I danced because, and he told him, he's like, I danced because that was my life. I was a dancer. I'm a rapper. He's like, I'm not here to entertain you. He's like, this is what I do. He's like, but all you little Jimmies. Yeah, that's it. And he started with all you little Jimmies. And they rolled.
He should call us Punk and say, I did what you did to me in 2012.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's going to be hard to hate truth. So I don't know how that's going to work.
Well, it's just like, remember, somebody stupid said that no, not one promo was good, makes a great wrestler. And I just went, so Austin 316 didn't happen, huh?
Exactly. Like I can name a few promos that work.
I'm glad you mentioned that, bro. It's funny because like a lot of young fans don't know this. Austin 316, like listen, man, Stone Cold's one of the GOATs, no doubt about it. Austin 316 is one of the most overrated promos in wrestling history. I'm sorry. And it's not even his fault. And the reason why it's overrated is because I fucking hate revisionist history, bro. Every time they play the 316 promo, they just act like it was sunshine and rainbows after that. They had this dude Stone Cold in a fucking dark match against Yokozuna. They used to call it free for all. That's what it was called, free for all.
Yeah, I remember that.
This dude wasn't doing anything. He didn't sniff the main event scene for like another 2 years. But they love that revisionist history.
Yeah, they love to act like
he cut.
No, he's actually right. He's actually right about that because remember, Austin didn't really hit his stride as a main eventer until like when did Austin win King of the Ring? 97, right?
He won it in 96. 96.
Yeah,
so around
Triple H won in 97.
Yeah, so he's right. So around 96, that's 2 years. Around 98, Austin really picked up steam. And then by 90
like 2 years later.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
well, you know, another promo that got over, that wasn't even a promo. Suplex City, bitch.
Yeah,
I remember
that hit like wildfire. I remember everybody was saying Suplex City after
instantly.
But it's not even Steve's fault. It's WWE's fault because every time they played 316, they always act like he cut the promo and it was just on the superstar. And it's like, no, this dude was in the mid card for 2 fucking years. Then he became a main eventer. So
I remember. But now you right.
You would never know that.
Now you actually
remember
right
that everybody started. I do remember people started saying 316 though. That was all because I was in school when that happened, and all through junior high, everybody was saying Austin 316 way before he hit the stride. So I'm just saying that got over.
Yeah, but it got over, but it didn't really pick up steam until late.
Yeah, like it didn't make him a main eventer. He was still in the mid card. Mm-hmm. Like it got over.
I remember everything.
Mid carder.
Now you know what? Now you know what he was. He was at before he won that mid card title. He was in a tag team with Shawn Michaels. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Shawn Michaels ended up getting hurt, and they subbed him out for Mankind.
This the full timeline. This the full timeline. I can wrap the whole thing up in 60 seconds. He won a King of the Ring, and he was like working superstars for like the majority of 96. He wasn't in the mix for anything. Brett came back. He started cutting promos on Brett. They had a match at Survivor Series. It was a good match. People don't talk about it. It's left on. He won the Rumble. Then they did the Fatal 4-Way the very next month. They had the submission match at Mania 13, the double turn. And when the match was over, the fans started chanting, Austin. That was really when it started right there. That's really when like, okay, we got something here. Then going into the summer of 97, he teamed with Shawn Michaels. Shawn got hurt, like Sandman said. Then he started teaming with Dude Love. That got over. He had the match of Owen at SummerSlam. Tombstone, everyone knows about that. Damn near killed him. Damn near paralyzed him. He came back, gave Jim Ross a stunner. Remember, he was the Intercontinental title, forfeited the championship. Gave the title to The Rock. That was the beginning of Austin and The Rock's feud. Their first of many feuds. Remember, what was it called? In Your House, the Generation X, right? That's what it was called. Yeah. I remember he gave D'Lo like a backdrop on the Austin 316 truck or something. He beat The Rock. Then he forfeited the title. And then he won the Rumble. And then the Mike Tyson thing happened. And from that point on, then he was like, okay. But by that point, that's like February of 98. So it was like nearly 2 years.
I would also argue that he kind of got fortunate that Shawn got injured too. So, because Sean's injury was really Austin's game back in '98, especially around that time.
I still remember Shawn Michaels doing the T-bone suplex. The super kick wasn't even his finisher. It was the super kick set up for the T-bone suplex.
Yeah, remember that, right? That stink looking suplex, right? It wasn't a belly to belly, some shit like that.
It was a bad T-bone.
It was an Olympic slam, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Unreal.
But back to Ron, I just hope that, you know, H doesn't hold a grudge.
So how was Summer Blockbuster be? I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even watch that shit yet.
It was fine, honestly. But one thing I did find interesting was the dynamic that they're doing with Hangman and the Bucks. Honestly, I like the fact that they're picking that up. Yo, the Bucks think Hangman's with them, but Hangman's like, yo, fuck you. I haven't talked to you guys in months, and you lying on my name like that.
Right.
Plus, Hangman was never really Bullet Club.
He was
he's elite. He's
an outsider.
Yeah, he was like Bullet Club affiliate, but not like a full member.
He was in the elite. He was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Was he in the elite also?
No,
he was in the elite, but that wasn't in Bullet Club.
He was in the Bullet Club. He was in the Bullet Club and Ring of Honor. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that was on Ring of Honor. Yeah, but Ring of Honor, can you really count that? Because they were on their way out at that time.
Well, if it happened, it happened. Can you really count that?
Because they were on their way. Because all of them were on their way out.
No, that's where the heat came from. The heat came from because according to Tama Tonga, and I believe Tama for this, Tama was upset because, in his own words, Bullet Club was just doing its own thing in America, and they weren't really consulting him or Fale or his brother or whatever. But it counts because they had Daniels, because Kazarian was a member, Hangman was a member. Like they were just doing their own. They weren't really,
Bullet Club is really.
Hold on. Speaking of the Tongas, did this dude show up tonight? Hikuleo
was in a dark match. He wasn't on TV.
I swear, this dude was like the new version of Van Mahan, yo.
I want to say they're probably going to have him on TV next week because they're going to
about to get fired. Listen, about to pack him up.
Listen, I want to say that they're going to show him up on TV next week because they're planning an in-ring segment with Jacob and Solo. So maybe that's when he shows up. I don't know.
See him, Hikuleo and Solo Sikoa. I'm sorry, those are
your
two
mom's
examples
a dummy. I told that bitch stop burning my damn eggs.
Jesus Christ. Hikuleo is not injured. He was just in a match.
Yeah, Hikuleo and Solo Sikoa, those are examples of be careful. Those two are examples of be careful what you wish for. Because they took the bag and they went to the main roster because the bloodline
exactly,
was
Black. So who the fuck is Hiko? Like, move around, goofball, before you get clipped.
Yeah, they made me jump to the main roster because of that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I still remember Tonga Leo as Camacho in the WWE on NXT.
Oh God, I remember that shit.
And like I said, as far as Bullet Club goes, Bullet Club is Bad Luck Fale, Tama Tonga, and Finn Balor or Prince Devitt. And then they added everybody else.
Jesus,
and Cody Hall.
Man, I knew Bullet Club was gonna be like a version of the NWO immediately. When they kept now, I said it from the beginning when they kept adding a bunch of motherfuckers that really shouldn't have been.
Right. Although I will give them this, AJ Styles was a great pick for the club for them. That was a great pick for the crew. When he was in New Jersey.
I always said this before. Yeah, I always said the Ace. When you really look at it, the Aces and Eights was really a prototype of the Bullet Club. It was like a beta test before the Bullet Club.
Yeah. It was a terrible. Oh God, Aces and Ace was a terrible was a terrible beta test, man. Good
Oh
lord.
man,
Aces and eights. Wait, no, aces and eights to
I like
me
Aces.
and nothing
I liked
but
it at first. I like
aces and eights to me was nothing but DOA. I was
Oh
like,
God, nobody was worse than the
I'm like,
Disciples of
So,
I'm like, let's see
Apocalypse.
a biker crew.
Christ.
All right. So when I saw aces and eights, I went, oh my God, is Crush still alive?
oh my
Oh
god.
man.
Now you knew this. How you knew? This how you know Eric Bischoff is a fucking moron for mark for himself, because this dude just recycles old ideas just with new people. He can't get out of the NWO phase, man.
Right.
He stole that. He stole the NWO from Japan.
Bro,
Yep.
that's the worst part. He recycles an already stolen idea with today's current roster. I'm like, dude, get out of the NWO phase, man. It
It was
was
like with
successful,
Immortal.
but
It was like we did
it
with
was
Immortal. Like even though I liked Immortal, but yeah, he has a thing for stables. He loves building stables.
He lucked into everything. I've said this about Bischoff, and I say this as a WCW fan. He lucked into everything. He only contributed 3 things to the wrestling business, and only 3. And all 3 of those things, he was lucky. Number 1, it was his idea to move Nitro to Monday, well, let me rephrase that. It was his idea to do a show to compete against WWF. But in his own words, he didn't actually think Ted Turner would do it. Ted Turner was just like, okay, because he was so petty and he wanted to compete with Vince. So it's like when you're at your job and you tell your boss, "Hey, if you make me a manager, I'll do this," and you don't actually think your boss is going to do it, and your boss is like, "Okay." He's like, "Wait, what?" So that's the first thing.
Wait,
exactly.
wait. No, you know what though? That's not fair though, because he knew that Ted was petty. Because remember what Ted said? I'm entering the wrestling business so I can kick Vince McMahon's ass. He said that shit on his news network.
Yeah, he did. He did.
I mean, yeah, he said that. Yes. So whether so I'll give him that. He inadvertently helped the Monday wrestling culture. That's the first thing he did. The second thing he did was the NWO. But like you just said, Anubis, he stole that idea from Japan. And the third thing he did was the cruiserweights. But again, he stole most of them from ECW. So it wasn't like he made them from scratch. It wasn't like they came up in WCW. Like they mostly came from AAA, ECW, New Japan. He poached them off, just like Triple H poached people off for NXT. And after he poached them, he just said, "Okay, you guys are gonna go. You guys are gonna be opening match every week, and you're just gonna fucking steal the show." And at the time, there wasn't really anything WWF could do to answer that because they didn't have anybody in WWF that could work that kind of style. So those are really the only
They
3
didn't
things
want
he
no.
contributed
That's
to
because they
wrestling.
didn't want nobody to work that style. They were all about the land of the giants at that time.
Well, remember the lightweight division? They had a lightweight division.
Let's see what this dude King Leo
Yeah.
he said talking about this dude Solo in the dog room. This dude Javier. Let's step into the octagon. My dude, this dude is fucking crazy. What before you want to fucking roll around and hug me? What type of time you on?
What it is? That's how I was seeing UFC. I'm just like, it used to be like when I was a kid. Oh no, they're both gone. They went for a walk.
I still gotta watch that Sons of Anarchy. Only watched one episode of that.
Oh, I saw every episode.
Yeah, I gotta
listen.
watching that.
I'm gonna say this about Aces and Eights. As much as I think it was just another faction ripoff by Bischoff, it was fine when they had masks on. The minute they started unmasking and you saw who was in the group, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I ain't gonna lie, they were let
it was
down.
about
Just
the
like, what are we
mystery.
doing?
Yeah. It was about the mystery. The mystery of who they were was more interesting than who they actually were. Like when they unmasked Devon and the crowd chanted, "This is awkward."
This
like,
is awkward.
Yeah.
I'm like, Devon fucking Dudley. What are we doing here?
Well, what made me laugh about that was when D'Lo Brown, my homie, posted on Facebook. He goes, "Why, D'Lo? Why? No, seriously, why? Why did you bother?"
Now, word though, why the hell was D'Lo Brown in that shit? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What in the hell?
I love D'Lo Brown though.
That was the other thing.
Like, this ain't the late 90s.
Right, that was the other
wrestler,
issue.
but stop.
Yeah, that was the other issue with Aces and A's. When you have a faction, the point of a faction is to get people over. And the only person that got over from it was Bully. No one else. Like there was no other member in the group that got
That's
over.
because
And nobody
every
can even
other
remember
member of
any
the
other
group were fucking fucking no names.
Ass crack.
Like, good Lord. They had
Like
D'Lo
Garrett
Brown.
Bischoff. Oh God, that dude Garrett. He was like the wackest wrestler known to man.
Garrett, D'Lo. They had Mr. Kennedy for some reason. I'm like, none of this makes sense.
They had that dude, fucking Mike Knox in that shit one time.
They had Festus.
Luke Gallows. Why was he in that shit?
They had Taz. I'm like, Taz can't even fight no more. What y'all doing?
You got Taz. That was just an excuse to make him a heel announcer. I'm like, why?
Yeah, they went for people that they thought fit the biker aesthetic, and maybe they did, but they just weren't good. You know, they didn't add anything. You know,
exactly. Like,
if they would have just kept the masks on, I'd have been fine. But nope, they just had to unmask them. Sometimes you just got to keep them on, or you get different wrestlers. You get different wrestlers.
I like the fact that it came out to be a swerve with this dude Bully being the president. I like that swerve.
I like the swerve with AJ Styles supposedly joining. That was cool.
Yeah, I like that story too. I like that arc too. I mean, that emo AJ.
Yeah. Hey, Evil AJ has some hard music though. That No One song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason I really kind of like still somewhat look fondly back at that era of TNA, because when you really think about it, that was really the beginning of the end. That was like the last era of like the OG TNA, because like AJ was still there, Daniels and Kazarian were a tag team. They were doing Bad Influence. They were like all the major names were still there. Joe was still there. EC3 was there. You know,
they tried to bury Joe with that stupid Nation of Violence gimmick. I was so mad.
Yeah, Nation of Violence, only one person. Like, how you a nation? You only one dude.
Even Samoa Joe, like Jim Cornette said, Samoa Joe, when Vince Russo pitched this to him, Samoa Joe's like, you do know I'm college educated, right?
Right, like my guy, like that's really the best. Like
that's the best you got for me.
Exactly. Like Joe is not just some brainless ass kicker. He is intelligent and masterminding. Like, you could use something like that.
Hey, yo, real quick, I gotta glaze Joe on this one. One of my favorite moments was him and Paul Heyman in the ring.
Him and Paul Heyman?
When they was in the ring and Joe was like, the mics, when they took the mics down, when the mics were off, and he's like, I'm really disappointed, Paul, and I need you to deliver a message to Brock Lesnar for me. And I need you to deliver in excruciating detail, like only you can. And he started choking him out.
See, he should have beat Brock, man. I don't know why they pull the trigger on Samoa Joe beating Brock.
I don't need
it. Give us a fucking a consolation for even suffering through a retarded ass pay-per-view called Great Balls.
That was 100%. That was 100% Vince. That's what that
Great
was.
Oh, I agree. How the hell
get this dude Vince the fuck up out of there? What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Great balls of fire. I still can't believe. Oh my god.
That's why Brock threw the title at him. You know that clip everybody's seen?
Yeah.
Brock threw the title with Vince. Yeah. The plan was because Vince was rebuilding. Yeah, Vince wanted to. It was so stupid, and everyone told Vince it was the wrong idea. Vince was rebuilding Brock, and if you remember during that period, everybody he fought, he beat with one F5. He beat Joe with one F5. He beat Braun with one F5. Everybody he fought, he beat with one F5. His logic was he's going to beat everybody at one F5. He's going to face Roman at WrestleMania. Roman's going to kick out, and everyone's going to be shocked. And everybody was like, Vince, this is the wrong move. Roman's not working. If you have Roman kick out of the F5, no one's going to give a shit. And Vince doubled down. And then you had that match at WrestleMania 34, and it was one of the worst main events ever. I think Brock hit like 6 or 7 F5s. It was bad. Like nobody
Yes,
cared.
he did. And yes, he did. And I still shit on Vince for that match. Like fucking 6 F5s. Are you fucking kidding?
My problem with the whole Samoa Joe thing is I was all like, and you had it right there. He could have been like, I'm the only non-Anoa'i in this bitch.
Exactly. Fucking Roman versus.
Let me catch up with the chat real quick. Give me 1 second. Damn, excuse me. So he said, yeah, when they revealed the members, Aces and Eights was like Dark Order today. Shit. Motto said, I'm sure y'all spoke on it, but Hikuleo debuted in the match before SmackDown started. We don't need Omos anymore. I'm telling you, that dude is already Veer Mahan status. Motherfuckers been saying for months now, yo, he's gonna show up. He's gonna show up. This dude ain't show up on SmackDown yet or NXT.
Freaking I mean,
Hulk Hogan. Remember Hulk Hogan?
Oh wow.
Him, Leo and Solo, they're both in the same camp because they were both in smaller promotions doing their own thing and they were eating well. Because the bloodline was taken off, they both thought, hey man, let me get some of that main roster shit, and it's not working out at all. Like Leo should have stayed in New Japan. He could have been champ by now. And Solo would have been called up regardless, but he could have stayed in the NXT a little bit longer to get more seasoning as a singles guy, but that's neither here nor there. It's too late now.
So that was ready with the plot too, and it's proven.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me finish up with the chat.
Okay.
Laughing my ass off. Great Balls of Fire was after or before he took that pick with Diddy. I think it was after. AJ never had a bad theme. Get Ready to Fly. No one in his current theme never had a bad one. Yeah, I don't think so.
He forgot one. He forgot AJ's old ROH theme.
Yeah, the the ROH theme was hard.
That one was banger.
Put Omos with the fuck out of here.
Oh yeah.
Please stop.
I mean, Omos just signed a new deal, so
yeah, they want him to stay in catering and cook that curry chicken.
I think the only thing that Omos would be good for, I'm like, I figured Ron would be like, dude, they did the same thing to me and TNA when they made me a team with Adam Pac-Man Jones. No.
Oh, yo.
Oh, Lord.
This dude, how your finisher is throwing a football at somebody's balls? That was this dude's finisher, throwing a football.
Yeah, like.
Reminds me of Conan. Remember Conan used to throw a shoe at motherfuckers?
Hey, that was funny. That was funny. That was when he was in 3 Live Crew. He'd do a roll and he'd take his shoe off and hit you.
Oh, man.
I love 3LK.
Yeah, they were funny.
Solo wanted to stay in NXT. I bet he did. I bet he did want to stay in NXT.
I'm sure he did. Like, he didn't. He even said it himself that he wanted to have his own identity. And on NXT, doing the street champ stuff, I thought that was great. That's him.
Yeah, that's great. But it's just, I think it's just, they set him up to fail the minute Jacob got signed, because I'm like, the minute he debuted, I went, oh, poor Solo.
Oh, we knew that.
Like, well, no, it was part of 5-2. 5-2 was part of it. The other mistake, though, was that, like I said, was saying, man, they didn't give him an arc during the initial OG Bloodline story. He was just Roman's muscle the whole time. He could have been doing other stuff. Like, it's possible to multitask. You could have still been Roman's muscle while still having your own. He never had a feud. He was just feuding with whoever Roman was feuding with.
Bro, I've been saying
he could have feuded. Give me 1 second, TKO. Like, he could have feuded with this dude, with Drew McIntyre. Remember, he's the one that costed him. Right? Yeah, had a little mini feud,
which they still have not revisited, by the way.
Right?
They still haven't revisited that.
They don't even revisit freaking Karrion Kross's built-in story where, hey, anybody notice that every time he talks to somebody, we tend to turn?
Right.
Yeah.
And they're not mentioning that shit. You would think they would mention that.
I was talking about Cross with JCD earlier, and like, you know, he was saying that they're waiting for him to re-up because his contract. I mentioned on the previous show on Tuesday, his contract is up soon. I don't know when it is. It's supposed to be at some point in the summer.
Yeah, I think like the end of the summer. I heard. Like,
right. And JCD was saying that they're waiting for him to re-up, and once he re-ups, then they'll use him more. And I was telling him, like, that's a chicken and the egg shit. Because they're basically saying, like, oh, okay, if I sign, then you'll use me. But not being used is what makes wrestlers not want to stay. It's like a game of chicken. Like, okay, let's see who hits first. You know what I mean? Like, it's stupid.
Yeah, because it's like, who said he's going to resign? Look how y'all been treating him.
And he makes good money on the indies. Like he's always made good money. Because
Yeah.
I've seen their organization, and they always have, and he was always in pretty good stories and everything I saw. Even in Lucha Underground when he was the White Rabbit.
The thing about Cross, like him or not, dude does have a creative mind. He's a great talker. He has a great look. He's got Scarlet.
He's legit.
Right. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Like he may not be like, he may be slowed down in the ring because he's an older guy now. But you can still work with him. You can still use him.
Well, Conan said it best. Conan said his problem with Cross, and it wasn't really a diss. He says Cross goes out of his way to protect his opponents because he could really hurt them. Did you ever see him break 3 baseball bats with his feet?
Yeah, I heard him. I think you told me about that from before. Because he's a legit fighter. He's a shooter. So like, use that. Why y'all not using that? He could bring legitimacy.
And you know what? Screw it. Even though this is a stupid idea, I'm Hail Marrying it. Have him fight Steve Blackman. There we go.
Oh my God.
Steve Blackman and Dan Severn, while we're at it, it's party time.
What, put him like a blood sport?
I mean, why not? They had him they had him fight Hammerstone, so why not?
Hey, he does blood sport a bunch of times, and they're pretty good. Like he had a really good one against British Bulldog's son. They had a good one.
Oh, word. David R. Smith. He was in blood sport.
Yeah, he was in blood sport. Cross has been doing blood sport for years. Like he did one with Minoru Suzuki. Like
Oh God, you mean SpongeBob? No, that's Ishii.
Yeah, Minoru Suzuki, the old guy who. Yeah, that dude.
Guy who's literally impervious to pain. Like,
yeah, he's down with Contra.
And it's funny too.
Wow.
But he's not. What's funny is that everybody said it's like he's not a great puncher, not a great striker, but don't let him get a hold of you because that's your ass if he gets a hold of you.
Speaking of, don't think he got the same shape up as this dude Ron Killings?
Yeah. So he kind of stole that from Minoru Suzuki because Suzuki Ben had that hairstyle.
Right.
Yeah, but like I said, Cross, I don't know. I know maybe it's just because I got a personal stake in him. It's like, how in the hell do they not have anything for him?
They could have put him as the mystery guy in King of the Ring. That'd have been something.
Yeah.
Instead of just shoehorning Jey Uso in it.
There's a lot big. Like I said, so many people that have turned. There could have been at least one babyface that's like, hey, every time Cross talks to people, our friends turn on us.
Which is actually true because everybody that Cross has interacted with has switched up their characters. Like
it's because
they could
he got
use
himself
that.
over. It's because he got himself over. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. It's a WWE edict. If you get yourself over, you get punished for it. And I will never, ever understand that. And I'm not even trying to be anti-WWE, but I have to be because it's only ever happened in WWE. I've never seen it happen in another company where someone gets punished for getting themselves over. Like think about this logically, right? If you're a booker, if you're a promoter, it's your job to create more stars. If somebody gets themselves over, guess what? That's less work for you. That's less person to worry about. So I've never understood, why do you get angry when
it's like an ego type of thing or something? I don't know.
It's an ego thing because you know what? It's an ego thing because they didn't create it. That's what it is.
Right.
It's just weird.
That's what that shit is. I think what's wrong was he did because he was on that Cross was on that podcast like it was like a day after Mania, and he just went off like on this like 3-4 minute tangent, and it was like a really good promo, and people were like, okay, let's see where it goes. Like it went nowhere. Like he got himself over. Like that's what happens in WWE. Don't you dare get yourself over.
Well, I think I remember why though. I do remember somebody had mentioned it. It was because they didn't want anybody to be bigger than the program was, so that people can't just walk off. Like with Stone Cold or The Rock, they're still mad about The Rock. But The Rock had every right to be mad because he's like, you guys literally let my contract expire and then came to negotiate renewal with me. He's like, and
Yeah.
that's my face. But the
Why
thing
do
is,
they do that? Like they do
they
that
don't
with a
want
lot of people.
they don't want nobody bigger than the company itself. They want WrestleMania to be the event, not who's in it.
That's just
Which
such a dumb
which
logic.
is crazy because isn't that the general idea to get your guys to be megastars though?
Yeah, and it comes off as being selfish because it's like you don't want people to leave, but they leave anyway. Like it don't matter. Like they still go on and do movies. Like look at Liv Morgan. She just left into the movie not too long ago. So it's like, what's the difference?
She got to
They
fulfill her dream too. She always wanted to be killed by Chucky, and they put her on the show.
Right, she was in Chucky from before. So it's like what the fuck? I don't get that narrative.
Well, it's also not the same as like remember when we were younger, like they used to be on all kinds of talk shows, like especially Regis. Regis
Right.
stopped bringing them on. He would bring everybody on.
Arsenio Hall.
Yep.
right.
Like when it was the thing to do, and they just stopped doing all of that. They stopped letting these people become stars. They don't let them do as many movies. Like remember, Punkett talked about how he had offers before, and they wouldn't let him go off.
Kurt Angle too. Yeah, Kurt Angle. He was saying that also. Oh, excuse me. Fucking they got mad at Jesse Ventura.
Yep. Well, Jesse Ventura, they kind of had a right to because he tried to unionize everybody, and then Hulk Hogan sold his ass out.
But that's still bitter. But that still ended up biting him in the ass because Jesse ended up doing movies and getting a union anyw's So
that's what he said.
And you're becoming the fucking governor.
I'm like this dude's making more. I'm like this is set for life now. Like what?
But he was just trying to get basic things that unions get, healthcare and whatnot. And he's like, I'm covered with SAG. He was trying to help them. It wasn't like it was a selfish thing.
Right, because he was already set.
He's like, I was already with SAG. I was trying to get them help. And Hulk Hogan, he's like, I didn't know until the deposition that Hulk Hogan.
I think this is my personal theory. I've always felt this way. I think it goes back to the NWO. I think the NWO, it really hurt Vince because when I'm saying the NWO, but really it was the outsiders. When Hall and Nash, when they invaded WCW, remember, people really thought that WWF was taking over. And to any fans who may not know this, Vince actually sent a cease and desist lawsuit against WCW because he thought Scott Hall was acting too much like Razor, and he thought that Nash was acting too much like Diesel. But what he didn't understand was that Razor was just Scott Hall dialed up to 11, and Nash or Diesel was just Nash dialed like Scott Hall and Nash. Like they played the characters of Razor and Diesel, but the characters of Razor and Diesel was really who they were in real life. It was just dialed up to 11. So when they went to WCW, they tried to file a lawsuit, and WCW was like, fuck off. And the courts was like, fuck off. They did acknowledge on television that they didn't work for WWF, but he really tried to sue them for using Paul and Nash, and the courts were like, fuck off. So Vince was mad because his own weapons were being used against him, and he couldn't do anything about it. And I think that shit traumatized him. It scarred him. And after the shit was over, like after WCW was dead, my personal theory is from that point on, he was probably like, okay, I'm going to make superstars, but none of them are ever going to be bigger than the brand. I'm not going to let him get to that point. And if it seems like someone's going to get to that point, I'm going to cut their legs off just for security purposes. I think that's what happened.
That's good. That's real. But you know what you forgot? You know who one of the first people to really screw him was? Was Macho Man. That Slim Jim deal. People forget about the Slim Jim deal. He was the face of it. And
which they still use to this day, by the way.
When he left, they tried to have Nash do it, and Nash was like, Nash straight up said, he's like, yeah, I told Slim Jim I won't be able to do it as good as Macho Man. Just stick with him. And when Macho Man went to WCW, he kept Slim Jim contract. So that was like $4 or $5 million a year that Macho Man basically got off of Vince McMahon. So
that's the real reason why Vince hated him, right?
It had nothing to do with It had nothing to do with Stephanie. Because people forget when Macho Man originally left WWF. Remember when Vince McMahon was still a broadcaster? He was like, we couldn't get through with his contracts. Everything didn't go right, but I wish him all the best. Good luck and Godspeed. And you know, everything was cool until he found out that Macho Man left with the Slim Jim contract. And he's like, "Oh no, fuck that guy, never again."
It's all about the money.
It's funny,
about the money.
You know
and
what?
it's funny they still use Macho Man's to promote Slim Jim, even though they put in L.A. Knight and Bianca, they still have Macho Man in that commercial. So I'm like, Jesus.
Well, and anybody like I remember when everybody was doing the Stephanie rumors. I'm like, as good as that sounds, I think it's the millions of dollars that he took with him when he left.
Exactly. Like
There was never any truth to the Stephanie shit. The only reason the Stephanie shit goes on to this day is because to this day nobody from the McMahon family acknowledges it. And so because they don't acknowledge it, fans are like, oh, they're not talking about it, so it must be true. And it's like, of course not gonna fucking talk about it because it's no point to acknowledge something that's just fake. It's all about the money. Savage took the Slim Jim deal. Vince got mad. I mean, Vince literally waited for this dude to die to put him in the Hall of Fame. That tells you everything. He was
Wait.
mad.
But also, there's something else that was something else I looked into. I'm not a reporter or investigator, or none, but I remember somebody had asked Mean Gene about why Macho Man was not put in the Hall of Fame, and Mean Gene went, "That's a lie. We've tried to get him a bunch of times, and he refused. Like he refused because he wanted his whole family in, his brother and his father.
Yeah,
because he wanted to be a baseball player, just like they did. They all ended up wrestlers, but he's like, just like the Von Erichs, I want the Savage family in there. The Popo family. He's like, that's what I would prefer. But Mean Gene's like, yeah, he was asked several times and he just didn't want to do it.
And I'm glad we're talking about the Macho Man because like I'm sure he means well, but that's who Seth is trying to channel because people always give Seth shit for wearing these effeminate things. They say, oh, but Macho Man wore it. Yeah, but Macho Man was cool though. Nobody was laughing at Macho Man. No one ever laughed at the Macho. The Macho Man looked cool when he came out wearing pink and feathers and shit. You gotta have a certain
it didn't look feminine. The shit, some of the shit that Seth Rollins be wearing looks feminine.
Yeah, Macho Man still looks like a Macho Man, just flamboyant.
Well, he kind of chilled with the crazy outfits to a degree now, but
yeah.
But yeah, that's like, well, of course, I don't blame him for trying to channel Macho Man. I mean, he was my favorite growing up, and to actually meet him and he was cool to me, and that's why I still say F Hulk Hogan. That was great. Like Hulk Hogan,
B.
But
you already know what time it is, B. It's been a long time, B. You know we gotta come back out the bum out of the week. First time in a long time. You know, I gotta fire it up on a super duper highly expensive Counciltron real quick there.
I don't have my phone this week.
While you cue that up, I'm gonna do my throwback match, and only because AEW finally posted it. Shout outs to Tope for this. It's Omega versus Ospreay at Forbidden Door.
Nice.
That really a throwback? That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it really wasn't that. It wasn't that long ago.
But I'm just happy they're finally
a couple of years
uploading
ago.
their match.
It's not a good ass match to choose. I just meant like when I think throwback, I go classic. Like I got it.
I just decided to be more current this week. I usually take it back a lot, but I wanted to pick that match today because one, AEW's finally posting full matches again, finally, and two, it was genuinely a dope match, honestly.
Heard that.
Excellent.
Oh God.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
That's fine. Did you watch Worlds Collide yet? Did you watch it?
No, I'm gonna watch it this weekend. I'm just gonna watch the match between Gable and this dude, Vikingo.
That was a good ass match, but also the girls put it down too. Well, I just like when Conan saw what Booker T always goes, yeah, too. He saw it and he goes, hey, why they stop?
Is that the Devil's Kiss? That's what they call it, the Devil's Kiss?
Yeah.
The Devil's Kiss did a double. It was Lola Vice and Stephanie. They both were doing the Devil. And Conan's like, oh, yeah, I like that. I like that. And he goes, hey, wait, why they stop?
I seen that highlight clip.
Yeah. And Phrase was like, "And if Booker T was here, he'd have a heart attack right now." Hey, I don't care when Booker T does that. Say what you want about him. I like him on commentary. He's funny as hell on there to me. And NXT.
Yeah, Black saw Toph lost his Q. He wasn't on his Q, B.
I don't know
I
how
got
he
my phone this week.
I don't know how, man. Booker T just be doing stuff, and somehow it just clicks with certain superstars. Like that's wild.
But you know what though? They asked him about that in an interview recently, and he's like, "Why did you do that, Stephanie?" He said, "Well, the Spinneroonie wouldn't have been a thing if it wasn't for Mark Madden."
Yeah.
Like,
Mark Madden got the Spinneroonie over.
Yeah, he'd be like, Spinneroonie.
Yeah.
Like M. Ross would, he'd get over people. It's just little things you do does help the wrestler out.
Those were
Like
the dying days of WCW. He would do the Spinneroonie, and Mark Madden would be like, Spinneroonie, my God, the Spinneroonie. And it just got caught on during the dying days, but it was one of the highlights for sure.
Yeah.
That's what Booker T does. Like with Lola Vice, he goes, here come the Cholula Greens. Little things like that does help a wrestler. People forget it ain't just the audience.
Yeah, of course.
I've always said this about Booker, and people don't.
Just like
talk
Jim
about
Ross
it.
helped get Stone Cold over.
Yep. Oh my God. All that.
Yeah, I've always said this about Booker, and people don't talk about it enough because in the end it worked out for him. But I've always said Vince was trying to bury Booker the entire time from day one. He was trying to bury Booker, but every time he tried, Booker got it over. The grocery store brawl with Stone Cold, he was getting his ass kicked for like 90% of the brawl, like the hiding in a church, playing some bingo, and that got over. The Goldust tag team, that wasn't supposed to be. That was supposed to be like just a random mid-card thing. It got over. They won the tag team titles. The King Booker shit, that was comedy. He got it over. He was the first wrestler, when you really think about it, not the first wrestler, but he was one of the first wrestlers that was given bad creative consistently, and he got it over. And because he got it over, people didn't realize it was bad creative. But when you look back at it, you're like, wait a minute, this shit was kind of stupid. He never had a match with Austin. Now, they never had they had a feud, but they never had a match. Not on pay-per-view, not on Raw, not on SmackDown,
But
never.
he did have a match with The Undertaker, and as stupid as that was, it got over too.
Yeah.
But you know what?
I don't know why Booker and Undertaker fought. There was really no heat between them.
Yeah, they got along great, actually. Undertaker was a cool guy. People forget that. He's also a dick, but what are you going to do? But what I was saying about pairing anybody up with Goldust is a stupid idea because people forget Goldust is talented. That's all I would say about that.
Exactly. Like
Goldust is actually talented. So you pairing him with there is like, thank you.
I kind of low key blame Jerry Lawler. I kind of low key blame Jerry Lawler's promo on him for that. But yeah.
Yeah. But Dustin Rhodes made that gimmick completely work in every way. Even when he was teamed up with R-Truth, it worked.
My only issue with Dustin Rhodes is why the hell was he thinking doing Black Rain?
He wasn't. He was on drugs. A lot of them.
It was better when they made him Solon.
Bomba clock. What was he thinking with that?
Remember they tried to make him Solon? You forgot that, huh? Invading kids' bedrooms at night in white face paint.
Exactly. Nah, I remember that. I remember that because he did that promo saying he dressed up as Uncle Fester. Like I remember that shit. I'm like, you cut a promo like that, and here you are on TNA, more or less dressed up the same way. Like what?
Oh,
I never understood the flip flopping on Goldust because I remember that promo you're talking about, and he mentioned he said Goldust was the worst thing he ever did, like up to that point, and said it destroyed his legacy. Then he came back to WWE as Goldust. I'm like, I guess the paycheck must have made the hate go away.
Well, you know what? Goldust was a hell of a lot better than The Natural.
Yeah, that shit was bland as hell.
I mean, at that time, yeah, but
The Natural was nothing. It was a nothing burger.
That's the shit that
I'm about to shut down shop, y'all. Okay. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying. Okay. Great discussion tonight. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. Appreciate y'all for being on his journey with the kid for 400 episodes. 400 episodes is officially in the Bumberclot books.
Nice.
You guys are awesome, B.
Yes,
Appreciate the
sir.
Hey, much love to you guys. And please watch Manami Toyota matches. She's amazing.
I'll try to remember, my dude. Know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all, and you already know, B. Until next time.
Yes, sir.
Man. Let me chop it up with the comments real quick. Let's see what y'all got going on in the comments before we get up out of here. Let's see here. The best match of all time, Macho Man versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Booker broadcasted himself beating down Xavier Woods. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, B, 400 episodes in the motherfucking books, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all for being on this journey with the kid, B. We only gonna get better. Watch. Trust and believe. We're only gonna get better. Like, if y'all should go to the episodes from before compared to the episodes now, oh, man, we came a long way. Especially when it comes to the audio. The audio was sounding ridiculous. What's good, Motto? Jolly Green. He's talking about Omar's fucking tall for nothing. What King Leo talking about? They should have left champion on NXT with the North American Championship, which he didn't lose, and let him build like Dominic. Oh yeah, I'm talking about Solo. Should have left him as North American Champion on NXT, right? And then when he came up to the main roster, he didn't even have. I think he had the belt for like a week. Then he went back to NXT, and I think he lost it, and he went right back to the Bloodline. Weird. You know what I'm saying? He will be more than likely, as his brothers prepare to come back to complete God. HBK did a great job with Solo. Happy Father's Day to all the dads this weekend, too. Definitely. Appreciate you, Motto. That's right. We're going to get 400 more, B. Hikuleo in his match, he's tall as hell. Yeah, he about to be employed as hell if this shit keeps up. And I don't want him to lose a job because I don't know if he's good or not. I never really seen him wrestle, but I don't know, man. They treat him like Veer Mahan right now because the guys kept saying, yo, he's going to show up this week or he's going to show up that week. Motherfuckers been saying this shit for months, and this dude ain't show up yet. I guess he's just not ready. I don't know. I don't know, B, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, B, you already know I'm gonna be gaming this weekend, so be here for that. You know, we got the Grand Theft Auto 5 vibes every Sunday. Make sure you're here for that. I'm gonna get back into the Infamous 2 Second Son gameplay. I'm gonna have that for y'all also, and Mortal Kombat gameplay. Make sure you check out all the damn content. All this week, we got a whole lot of that. Got Tuesday show. Got Grand Theft Auto 5 vibes on Sunday show. We started off the first episode of Infamous 2 Second Son. And if y'all already know, if y'all feeling generous, you already know the tip jar B. You know. If you appreciate all that. Yeah, B. Enjoy y'all weekend. You know the vibes, B.
I am here uproot with force. Cut you like a fish and spill your sauce. Kill the track with no remorse. Spit those balls till I get hoarse. Break his face like I'm the man. It's no fact that I'm the man. Roll my tracks on high demand. Smack your face with a sheep pen. Stick your throat with the guillotine. 15. One-man army with a team. Wanna scheme in your dream. Cannot run that laser beam. Niggas ever had that block on lock. All that bullshit needs to stop. All you do is lie a lot. I had sacks right in my sock. What you do is search for a purse. Pop them shits like they all search. Put a grenade in your wife's purse. Top a grade on this nice verse. Hit you with that Novocaine. All you had yourself to blame. Most these rappers have no shame. Welcome to my hall of pain. Bumming now, so don't get better. Don't want that shit on my sweater. Go gorilla for that cheddar. Don't be a victim, just get better. Bumming now, so don't get better. Don't want that shit on my sweater. Go gorilla for that cheddar. Don't be a victim, just get better. Break graffiti in your face. Kill that beat, don't leave a trace. Hopefully don't catch a case. Opposition isn't safe. Bomber that is mad as fuck. Got it locked like Attica. Fuckery, I had enough. Growing up, I had it rough. But my family held it down. Let me get a couple rounds. Toast to my dudes at Ghost Town. Charlatans is not around. Zap the taste right out your face. Every day I paper chase. Had the safe at mother base. Use a waste of the human race. Shout come boss. Got my rivals seeing stars. Not celebrities retard. Hit in the dark, throwing darts. Now you know the consequences. Niggas run away and hopping fences. Got it from the mud deep in the trenches. This track slaps hard, knock them senseless. Bumming now, so don't get better. Don't want that shit on my sweater. Go gorilla for that cheddar. Don't be a victim, just get better. Bumming now, so don't get better. Don't want that shit on my sweater. Go gorilla for that cheddar. Don't be a victim, just get better. Pop, there goes your top. Pop, there goes your top. Pop, there goes your top. This bumper clock will never stop. Now pop, there goes your top. Pop, there goes your top. Pop, there goes your top. This bumper clock will never stop.